school meals more so, to keep learners in school and over time. And that has actually shown a number of success. So those were some of our strategies.
Okay. Now you have mentioned that you have had some strategies which include the feeding programs in schools especially. Maybe you can highlight what are some of the key objectives that have been achieved in this feeding programs in the schools?
Yeah, school feeding program has actually been, this has been a magnet, attracting learners to school.
Okay.
You realize that children were coming to school basically to feed.
Yeah.
And because sometimes some of the children come from backgrounds that were very poor to the extent that they could not afford one meal a day. So when this opportunity is provided in the school, they will come to school, and in the process now end up learning in the schools. So feeding program began basically in 1980 as part of an intervention for the drought. But it later became a very important pillar in the school calendar, because it was a way of retaining and attracting children to schools in Kenya, mostly in the arid areas. So particularly again, when His Excellency the President came to power in 2022, his manifesto was very clear. He came with a very clear intention to feed 8,000 learners by 8 million learners by the year 2027. And that now became a commitment on the part of Kenya, who actually signed the Global School Meal Coalition and became a signatory to the Global School Meal Coalition that had 10 million universal coverage with a target of 10 million learners by the year 2030. So that has actually been the most important driving agenda of the President. And that is now what actually today brought us together to have a conversation on how to deal with the challenges of clean cooking in the schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned challenges. Maybe you can also highlight some of the key challenges that you've been facing during this feeding program in the schools.
One of the challenges that we have been experiencing was largely because of there was a need to feed learners on one hand by government.
Yes.
The government came with a very clear intention to feed 10 million learners by the year 2030. But again, the challenge was that how do you do this, going by the fact that in Kenya, 90% of the schools are dependent on firewood as a source of energy.
Yeah.
So the impact on the environment is becoming more clear on the grounds that His Excellency, again, the President has given a directive of 30% forest cover in Kenya by the year 2030.
Yes.
So on one hand, we need to do forest cover. On the other hand, we need to feed more learners.
True.
So how do you do the balance? This is now what actually brought and made the agency for school, clean cooking becoming very urgent, was because of now the need to balance the two important priorities.
Okay.
The 30% cover, and at the same time feeding the number of learners. So that is what has brought us to ensure that we now bring all the stakeholders together, our partners, the local manufacturers, and technology providers, to come up with a solution to this problem.
Right.
And the steam cooking now became handy, and that's what we have been discussing today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Yussuf, to address some of these challenges that you have mentioned,